Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. I am Stan Grava, and he is Brian Wallace, the head coach over at Vandebilt Catholic. He leads that football team. Had just a terrific year this past year. In your first year there,
correct,
I'm sure there are things to learn along the way. I have you here specifically to talk about the spring and those things that you're doing with your program, how you're moving forward with your program. Talk a little bit from December till now, those things that have sort of happened with your program.
So it was a lot more organized. Obviously, when I got hired last February, it took me, till about late May to catch my bearings and kind of get everything in place and get to know the players. So we had a very structured plan starting in January that brought us through August. That'll bring us until August, up until fall camp. So from that point, it's been a lot better with our organizing our workouts, with our athletic PE period, structuring, when our spring practices are and all that. So I feel like that we're light years ahead of where we were and just really excited about it.
Biggest, I don't want to call it a shock because it doesn't have to be a shock. Just biggest thing, biggest realization that you've had as one, being a head coach, and two, being a head coach at Vandebilt Catholic, maybe in this last year of time, something that you thought this would go like this and it hasn't, or has everything sort of been like what you thought it might be?
To be honest, I really didn't know what to expect, never coaching high school before, let alone Vandebilt Catholic, spending 16 years in college, but everything has just kind of been better than expected, and I'm not just saying that because I'm wearing their logo, but it has. I just being able to work with the admin that on a daily basis, the people I work with at the school, the players that I coach have been phenomenal. Their work ethic in terms of how they want to learn, and how hard they work, and even the parents. They just got a lot of positive support. They say in high school you deal with the parents, and all my interactions have been nothing but positive. So just looking to continue to build that upon that for the school, the athletic department, and the football team.
There was a time way back when I was coaching, and I would say I got off the field in around 2005. It was standard procedure. You got into the spring. Baseball was wrapping up. You got on the field and got your 10 days. Actually, at that time, it wasn't even 10 days. You could go more than 10 days. It was like 14 days. And you did your spring drills.
Right.
Now you have options. Talk about those options and what you guys have decided to do with the Terriers.
And so as all the sports evolved, we've had to evolve with it. So now you can wear helmets year round, so you can either opt in or opt out of choosing to go full pads or not. For us, we feel it's more advantageous because of how many multi-sport kids that we have that are running our programs. Obviously, our baseball teams have success, and our track program, and we have the kids on that, and we expect them to be contending for championships. So we just go in helmets. So we take our time in the spring where we get 5 days extra. We can start earlier.
That's a good point, because you do get those 5 days where you
Correct.
can start a little early, and the fact that baseball now runs a little later. So if you're in a state championship, basically you wouldn't have had your baseball guys.
We wouldn't have had them at all. I know I talked to other coaches how they manage it. They say, well, we wait till baseball's done. Well, now if you do that, you might not even have spring practice. So we did. We took 3 weeks to go 9 practices. We went every other day so we could meet in between, really take time with our installs, take time to teach the fundamentals. But for our program, even though we were just in helmets, we could really slow it down and teach the progressions. And we gave an opportunity for our younger guys who might not be getting as many reps in fall camp or during the season. That was their time to develop and really learn and again, create that role for them on their team. So I think it was advantageous for us. And I know every school is different, but I think we made the most of it.
Are you a gung-ho, let's get after it, I love 7-on-7 football in the summer, or are you it's sort of a necessary evil, I'll do it, but I also have to understand that my linemen need to get work in?
I'm more on that. Being a defensive coach, we do it, but we do it with a purpose. So when we go against teams like the first week, we just do our day one install. And that's something that last year our players, we had to coach them and said, hey, we're not trying to win 7-on-7. we're trying to get better at running the Vandebilt Catholic offense. We're trying to get better at running our defense. We're not going out there to win because we're still 0-0 after the 7-on-7 game. So our approach was just focus on us and get better. And so we went back and installed through our 7-on-7s with the summer league that we were in. So, I know, as a competitor, as a coach and the players, if, the players are frustrated if we lost or didn't convert or the first down or whatever, but we were just trying to run our offense and get better at execution. So that's the approach we took, because at the end of the day, I call it underwear football, because it's not real. And it's, our game is going to be won in the trenches. We're going to establish the run game, and we're going to stop the run defensively. That's how we're going to kind of build our principles around that.
Very good. Hey, you got to replace Jalen Coleman.
Well, that's a big one right there. Obviously with him and even in Cole St. Pierre, our second string, both are going to play collegiately. So, we're going to have to establish our run game, and I feel confident with the guys that we got coming back at running back and even at quarterback that we're going to be able to run the ball effectively.
Very good. Only have about a half a minute left. Can we expect that your fall scrimmage is going to be Terrebonne again?
Terrebonne, yes, sir.
That's right around the corner.
Right around the corner, absolutely.
And interestingly enough, I know it may not have been what you would have chose first, but you're going to play Lafayette Christian in the Jamboree.
Yeah, so we didn't have a Jamboree partner, kind of searched around the state, couldn't find anybody. I know the head coach actually at LCA, we crossed paths. I coached him at Louisiana College, and I said, hey, let's go, so.
Yeah, give you a good look.
Absolutely.
Listen, I appreciate you giving some time with us. We certainly wish the Terrors the best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Brian Wallace, football coach over at Vandebilt Catholic. We'll be back with more Bayou Time Sports after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.